Self-destruction comes as, an effect of the fact that we have no idea what we're doing in this world. Right? That's the first thing. So what I try to do about that is tell you guys to deeply ingrain or encode into yourself a fundamental intention which embodies a truth about biological life on Earth and really life in the universe. And what is that? That we are in this world to grow. We're in this world to grow. And if you really have that as your deepest intention, that you are in this world to grow, and I mean it's not just some superficial stuff knocking around in your head, but you really feel that in your heart, then the data, the sense data, the experiential data that you are taking in is going to organize itself around that fundamental intention that you hold. And then your life starts to make a little bit more sense. And as we approach the whole issue of being in this world to grow, we will encounter all the obstacles that every living organism on the planet encounters. An unyielding, ground, an unyielding a field, an unyielding experiential base that, only allows us a certain amount of resource and not a resource that is adequate to our possibility. And so we have to hold that intention and really take our awareness more and more and more deeply into ourselves so that we are putting roots into our own inner soil, our inner resource, our inner creative energy, and at the same time we are clearing away experiential rubble and emotional baggage that allows us to begin to have a much more efficient osmotic process happening around our whole life experience. The essence of metabolic process, the essence of all physiological function on every level in life is osmosis. Cells live by osmosis. Plants live by osmotic process. Human beings are no different. And what we're doing when we sit here together like this is we are totally becoming aligned in osmotic process, and there is a genuine, authentic sharing of information, experience, and nourishment. That happens because we have a real and deep wish to grow. And holding that awareness through our life transforms every negative experience, every disappointment, every difficulty, every challenge into a blessing, and every rock that we encounter, it breaks it down into energy which becomes part of our resource and our strength. And we only fail if we quit. So, we're all this vibrant, living energy. And when it is appropriately channeled, it reveals itself as infinite abundance and unimaginable possibility. It reveals itself, another word we use for both of those things is love. You hold to the awareness of that wish to grow, and you keep moving it deeper through every fear. Yes, we all experience fear. You know, the main thing I'm afraid of is dying of boredom. That's what I've been afraid of my whole life. Boredom. That's the environment in which self-destruction really takes over. So when you start to wake up, all of those inefficiencies, all of those imbalances within your own chemistry will become triggered, and you will have to hold to the space of your intention through those various tumults. That's why we practice, that's why I practice every day. That's why you practice however much you do. And the fact that and however much you don't practice is an expression of the degree to which the fear and the resistance has taken hold of you. You know, the world is really confusing. It's like out there, every day I look at the news, it's more confusing. You know, I think the people in charge of the government are intentionally destroying the economy, which I really don't understand. But I guess if you've got all the money, then what happens to the economy doesn't really matter. The one thing that is going to get us through the next 15 years or 20 years or 50 years, the rest of our lives, however long that might be, is understanding simply why we are here and attending to that circumstance. Knowing we're in this world to grow, understanding that, you know, growing is about the energy of osmotic, you know, the energy flow of osmotic process, and, you know, continually participating and holding the space of that process as it becomes ever more efficient and refined will cause us, allow us to understand ourselves completely. Understanding ourselves, we can understand others. Understanding others, we can appreciate the total interconnectedness of all life on earth. And understanding that, of course, we realize that whatever we do to anybody else, we do to ourselves. Morality is a contrivance. Ethics is the essence of what a balanced life is about. We, you know, Buddhist and the Vedanta meditation, particularly if it's not Tantric Buddhism, is basically says all experience is imaginary and amounts to nothing. Nothing has ever happened. Nothing ever will happen. Nothing is happening now. That's the essence of it. The teaching that has come down to me through Rudy and through Nityananda and the lineage of the various Krama teachers is quite different. It says that the universe itself is an expression of a living, dynamic awareness which has unlimited capacity for self-expression. And that living awareness is our essence that breathes, because everything that is alive breathes, that breathes within us. And that respiratory process becomes osmotic process, becomes, you know, total transformation. Because most of us come into this world you know, with a lot of baggage that we inherit from our parents, who inherited from their parents, who inherited from theirs ad infinitum. And it's nobody's fault, it's just the trauma that people have accumulated. Our ability to deal with, you know, our own inner mechanism reflected in our emotions is limited. And we use this wish to grow and the encoding of it in the deepest possible place within us to begin to unlock the tensions that we have been embedded in us, you know, in the process of our coming into this world and coming into ourselves in this world. We use that to unlock those tensions and become ever more capable of engaging all of the different feelings that arise within us, you know, without losing our balance or our perspective and without undermining the expression of our highest intention. It's like in this Facebook post, and whatever that spiritual diverting was about. It's like, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, so you mean to tell me that I should stop being happy and explore all my unhappinesses? And I should, like, let go of my effort to remain established in the awareness of love in me and in others in order to explore the hate that might potentially be there. That's what these people are saying. I mean, you know, the whole discussion of shadow in spirituality is a topic that has been, in my opinion, developed by the therapy industry in order to continue to have, you know, something to market. Shadow is marketed to yoga people because there's a 20 million person market that needs its own special, you know, outreach. And so we all have shadows. Absolutely. Let's celebrate our shadows and let's celebrate the light. But one thing I'm not going to do is, you know, not be joyful and explore my anger. That seems really counterproductive, don't you think? I think anger is about the most useless emotion that we can possibly have. The first things we often learn in every circumstance are what we're not. Who we're not, what we don't like. These are the first things we learn. Most people most people see something they don't like, and that becomes the end of the discussion. Okay, I'm out of here. And usually that's a mistake, but that's the common mistake. You know, because as an artist myself, you know, I usually first see what I don't like, and then I stick around and keep looking for what I might like. And in the process, you know, we learn the limitations of the particular space that we're operating in and the various features of the current creative process. And when we, you know, understand about when we have a pure intention to grow, then all the information is positive. There's no negative. There may be real, there may be unpleasant, but there's not negative. You know, and we live in such an interesting time where there is so much judgment going on. You know, that's another thing about Facebook. You see all of this judgment. And, you know, this judgment that undermines mutual respect, undermines flow, undermines, really undermines everything. I sort of see that we're living in an era where society is really becoming unglued. And it's becoming unglued because of greed for the most part. The economic, cultural systems are beginning to collapse under their own weight and greed. So there's a lot of unpleasant that we will face and a lot of growing to be done, and it's all wonderful. And often we will learn what we don't like and end up in the process reaffirming what we love. Hallelujah. Namaste, everybody.